Hello, fellow diecasters. Welcome to another episode of Diecast Insanity. Hope you guys are having a good week. Like I said, I'm on vacation this week, so I told you I'd be doing some videos. I'm just gonna rack up some videos that we can upload at later dates and do some other things and whatnot. So, just wanted to give you guys a little clarification as about my extent in the hobby. And I know a lot of people, you say that you've been collecting your whole life, and people expect you to have, a gazillion cars if you've been collecting your entire life. But when it comes down to it, I haven't been constantly collecting my entire life. There's been breaks. There's been times where I've only bought like one or two cars a year. There's been times when I've just walked away for a year and just didn't buy anything, like when I was right out of high school and a couple other times and whatnot. And then there's also times when I was really heavy into it, but I wasn't buying a ton of cars of the same casting. So I'm going to give you a little overview. We're not going to look at every single one of these cars because that would take too long. But I went through and counted all my cars today. Displayed, I have 800... Where'd my tablet go? I have 834 cars. 834 cars displayed. Now that doesn't count the cars that are on the slot track, and a couple of these that are in this grouping here are part of are off of the slot track, so they weren't part of that count. I think there's like 3 on here, maybe two or three on here that came off of the slot track that weren't part of that count. But out of the 834 cars, I pulled all the cars, all the castings off the wall that I have more than 2 of. So after doing that and taking a look at it, out of 834 cars, I only have 26 castings. I believe there's 26 here, 26 or 27 castings here that I have more than 2 of. And outside of that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out of those, it looks like there's only 7 within this group that I have more than 3 of. So that kind of gives you an idea of what my extent is. The cars that I have the most of are this one right here. This is the 90s Camaro, I think is what this car is called. This one right here. I have 6 versions of this car. I'm going to hold the GoPro here. I have 6 versions of this car, as you can see. This is the red one. This is from the Demolition Man set. And we have this one here. This one here. The 25th anniversary car right here. This is from a tattoo set series of 4 cars. I have all 4 of those cars, actually. And then this one here of Jack Baldwin. So there's that one. The 993 GT2 I have 5 of, because I'm including these as 2 different cars. Because this is a Super, so the paint's different. So those 2. The Euro Classics, and then I have the Zamac, and then the orange one. One of the other ones that I have more than 3 of is this one here, the Beach Patrol. It's also known as Pathfinder as well, I believe. And I'm counting these as 2 different versions because they're the same paint scheme, but this is a Real Rider and this is a regular Blackwall version, so I'm counting that as different. Some of my criteria for being a different casting is if it had a plastic wing and then switched to a metal wing, I'm counting those as 2 different castings. If it went from like the minis, if it went from being able to take the body off to putting the body with the body not coming off, I'm considering those 2 different ones. But then I've also got the 60, 67, 62 custom here, but I don't include this as a significant enough casting change because it's just the back is just different. The inside, so just the insert is different. So I'm counting this as the same as those 2. So one of the other ones that I have more than 3 of is the 56 Flash Cider. I have 4 versions of that. of course, you got to have more versions of the Gasser. So I've got 4 different versions of the Gasser. What's one of the other ones that I have more than 4 of? That one. That one. Oh, the Toyota off-road truck. As you can see, I've got 5. I've got a Super, the regular, and then these 3. And then this one here, there's actually a 3rd car here. I've got the orange first edition of this, so that's why that's there. And then this here, I have the red one from this year for the Aston 177. I just didn't get it out of the box because it's not displayed on the wall. And then there was another one that I have 3 of that I didn't pull. Oh, this one right here, the Chevelle. I have 4 of these cars. I have the copper colored one from this year as well. So I didn't pull that out because that's not on the wall. It's in a box. So, but that kind of gives you a little overview of my extent. So I have a lot of cars that are, like I have 1s and 2s of. So I'm not a huge collector, like I've said before, I'm not a huge collector of castings per se. I love the new cars. So I've probably got one of the biggest new castings collection around, as far as I know, from anybody I know here in town. So that's my extent. Now some of the things I consider, like the Bone Shaker, the one that has a roof, I consider that a different casting. So I have 3 of the Bone Shaker, and I only have 1 of that one, so I consider that a different casting. But so that's my extent. I love new cars, and I only buy cars that I already have in different paint schemes as if the car talks to me. I have to have it. That's just the way it is. So the new castings, snag them up. Like I've already got 2 for 2018, and I'm looking for the other ones. And I'm just gonna we're just gonna keep marching on and all that. First off, how do you guys like the new backdrop? Just did that today. Grabbed some card backs, cut the bottoms off of them, and did kind of a neat little thing for doing our shoots and whatnot, and for our bi-weekly featured car for a background. Hope you guys really like that. You can see it's got a really old card right there from one of my old cards, and then a lot of the new stuff, but I thought that was kind of cool. Gives it a little interest to the background there. And here's a little overview, starting from right to left, of this extensive multi-castings collection of mine here. So like I said, I believe this is all of them. This is all of the castings that I have more than 2 of. And of course there's a couple missing, like the orange one here. It's inside of a case, and I'd have to take everything off and take it off the wall to get out. So I didn't want to have to do that just for this video. But so that's it. So you can see I have 4 of the GTs, the premium, the super, the regular, and then the silver one there. The only one of that I don't have is the yellow one, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to pick that up or not. So, but just a little video to give you guys some context as to the extent of my collection. So there's 834 cars displayed, 27 that are multiple castings that I have more than 2 of, and out of that there's only like 7 that I have more than 4 of. So that kind of gives you a little idea as to the extent of my collection. So be on the lookout for some more videos this week. Definitely a What's on the Workbench episode will be coming up, and some couple others that I might throw in. I may do a Hot Wheels therapy episode and a couple other things thrown in there too. So be on the lookout for that. And we'll catch you guys here in another video this week. So keep looking for what you're looking for. You'll eventually find it. And remember, leave some on the pegs for us other collectors, so we can have these cars in our collection as well. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye.